Hey everybody, welcome to the station, FreeMMOStation. I'm Shore, and today I'm going to give you my first impression review of a game, a new MOBA free-to-play called Games of Glory.
FreeMMOStation.com.
Now, I just want to get right into it. I think this is going to be a good game. It's already got like a competitive following. It seems like it really wants to be an esport, and inside the game, it kind of makes fun of that as well. It's got like this very arena aesthetic. It's like sci-fi, futuristic. Your character is a clone of like some hero in a galaxy, and you're playing with your clone, and you're just doing all this crazy stuff, and it's really spectacle-like, and I don't know, you have this announcer yelling at you, and you've got the crowd cheering, and all in all, it just seems very comical. It kind of reminds me of WildStar. Like, if WildStar was a MOBA, it would be this game. So it kind of controls like a twin-stick shooter, and we've actually seen this in a couple of new MOBA coming out, like Dark Nexus or Shards of War. There are a couple that have like skill shot-based mechanics where you are actually aiming, and this is going to work very similarly to those games. Melee units can cleave, ranged units actually have projectile shots that need to be aimed and timed, and all in all, it just seems like a skill shot galore sort of thing. Like, it's very skill-based and very mechanical, and if that's not your thing, then oh well. But that's how this game is played. Less strategy, more just brawling action. However, that's not to say that there isn't, well, strategy in the game. You do have build orders, but instead of like how it's kind of like in other MOBA, to me, it kind of feels like Counter-Strike in a way. You are actually improving your weapons, and these weapons totally can change how you play. So you have your character and he has his kit, but then you purchase two weapons. You have a ranged weapon and you have a melee weapon. So maybe you are a burst assassin, maybe you want a weapon that's really huge and big for melee, and all your skills are very mobile, so you're really good at engaging. Or maybe you're a tank, right? So maybe you want something that's a little bit more defensive, like a shotgun that can shoot people backwards. There's a lot of mix and match strategy here, and I like that it's not just stats. Yeah, some weapons are improvements over the others, but I do like that some weapons totally change your gameplay, and it feels good. But if we go ahead and look at the different maps, because there are going to be different game modes which hold their own different maps, I believe. So I think it's kind of cool that they're doing that. I don't know if it's going to be as serious as Heroes of the Storm, where every single map is totally different, and then they're going to like try to make lots and lots of different maps like a first-person shooter. But I can say that for the maps that they have and the variety that they have, it's very intriguing. I am interested in seeing what they can do with that and how they're going to expand upon it. But for the maps that I did play, I really liked the design. It really reminded me of, I guess, like a twin-stick shooter or a first-person shooter. Really, the maps, it felt very brawly and deathmatchy, and that's kind of how the game is played anyways. This is a brawling MOBA with lots of mechanics. You're not going to have the strategy of a tri-lane or jungle or anything like that, but you are going to have some objectives, and you're going to have certain areas where you're going to want to be, like, I guess, choke points. I guess you could say you want to be in control of those choke points, but overall, just kind of feels brawly, and if you're into that, you're going to have a lot of fun. But on a note on these character kits, because it still is a MOBA, we're still going to have character kits. How impactful are they? I think drastically impactful. You know, they actually have some really cool, interesting designs, especially with the mechanics of the game. I think it's very interesting to see this genre kind of blowing up and seeing all the cool kits that we can have, and then also the weapons. So since this game does have mechanical weapons, which are very interesting to me, it's very cool that we actually still have good kits, okay? They're not just stat boosters or anything like that. You have some people that can teleport, you have some people that can do all sorts of crazy moves, very mobile, and that's what I like. I mean, that's one reason why I like playing League of Legends versus Dota 2, because it's very mechanical, but now that with this new genre coming out, I'm just very much enjoying this brawling, shooting, twin-stick thing going on, and this is this is a shining example of this genre that's emerging. I really think this is good. Shards of War already has slight competitive play. I think this game, since it's already kind of building itself up to be like that, I think it's going to actually do well. Now, for casual gamers, I think it's also going to be fun. It's comical, it's colorful, it's got character, and, you know, even though it is mechanical, it's not terribly difficult. It's just difficult to master, but to get into it, I think it's pretty intuitive. As long as you've played like a twin-stick shooter, it doesn't even have to be on PC. As long as you've played it, it's pretty easy to get a hold of the controls. More so, definitely, than clicking to move and all the mechanics of Dota 2 and League of Legends. I think this one is going to feel just a little bit easier to get into. And so for a casual game, I think it's going to work out just as well, especially if they do lots of different maps and game types. But on a closing note, I have to say that I like it. You know, it looks polished, it looks good, it has an interesting aesthetic, the whole clone idea and all these crazy heroes from different galaxies. It looks silly, and like I said, very reminiscent of WildStar if it was a MOBA. So, I think it's going to do well. It's definitely one to keep your eye out for. Now, I know there are others in the genre. If you're interested in those, that's going to be Shards of War, Dark Nexus as well. But for the most part, if I had to pick one or the other, I think this game, I don't know, it just might trump them all. 2 thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Shore with FreeMMOStation. This was my first impression review. Hopefully you had fun watching the video. I had fun making it, and see you guys later.